Never held a loaded firearm. Bow and arrow, yeah. Paintball, definitely. Nerf gun, I have one lying on the table over there. My name is Zero Pinero. Today I'm going to argue the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. The 3 points I will be discussing: children's accessibility to firearms at home, firearms ending up in schools, and lastly, those who own firearms should be screened for mental illness. The reason I'm discussing this today is because people are dying in our streets. And what makes it worse, we don't have proper gun policies in order for us to have a better way of living.
Go.
For my first point, there have been many cases where children have found loaded guns within their homes. Oh, look, a gun! Or what's that? Curiosity has killed the cat on multiple occasions. Sometimes they accidentally kill themselves. Other cases, they kill younger siblings or a relative, either them being the cause or the victim.
Go.
But it isn't necessarily their fault. It's the owner's fault for having it in a place where it's accessible. Whether it's a drawer with a key, a safe with a combination, or just inside of a purse or a book bag. Then again, there is technology where you can have it in plain sight without it being accessible to children. According to the article from US Today, justice is haphazard after a kid's gun death. Children under the age of 12 have died from gun accidents in the US about once per week. Usually unsecured loaded guns are a guardian's lack thereof judgment. You can't necessarily blame anybody at this point. All right?
Cool.
Now, how many of you have watched the news lately or read articles about school shootings? Throughout the years, there have been instances where students have brought guns to schools and brought harm to the student body. According to the New York Times article, Virginia Tech shooting leaves 33 dead. Soo-Young Cho massacred 33 students / faculty and wounded 17. Personally speaking, I believe schools should have metal detectors in order to prevent such tragedies. We'd all be in a better place for it. Do you feel firearms and mental illness mix? Clearly not. Though I don't think anyone with a mental illness and a firearm should be walking around. It's a cause for disaster. Though it is not always their fault. Sometimes they don't get the proper care that they need, or they aren't taught the proper way to do things. It was her judgment that deemed it unnecessary.
There you go.
Now, the reason you should agree with me is because the Second Amendment was made in a time period where guns would take forever to reload, compared to now where gun technology has improved. The Second Amendment should be either removed or adjusted to fit the modern age. Considering that people die from guns more than anything else. Take this time to consider the stance, or it's going to be too late.